What are the effects of voluntary dissolution? The corporation shall be deemed to hold a power of attorney from all its stockholders or members to sell their separate interests in the project. Liquidation of the corporation shall be affected by the sale of the entire project subject to the rights of the corporation and individual condominium creditors. Next is the effect of involuntary dissolution. The common areas held by the corporation shall be transferred pro indiviso and in proportion to their interests in the corporation to the members or stockholders thereof. It is subject to the superior rights of the corporation creditors. So the pro indiviso is a concept in the property law that describes the common or undivided property ownership. It is applied to rights which two or more persons hold in common. So the transfer shall be deemed full liquidation of the interests of the members or stockholders in the corporation. So what is the dissolution of condominium corporation? So the condominium corporation may also be dissolved by the affirmative vote of all the stockholders or members thereof at a general or special meeting duly called for the purpose of disposal, sale, exchange of the common areas. The management body shall have the power to bid at the foreclosure sale condominium corporation, membership in the condominium corporation, whether by stock or non-stock. It shall not be transferable separately from the condominium unit, of which it is an appurtenance. Okay, so let's have a glimpse of a difference between the subdivision and a condominium. So in subdivision, we do have an absolute ownership over land and the unit. While in a condominium project, we do have a limited to the interior surface of the unit plus the share in a common area. The ownership, we do have a proof of transfer certificate of title. And in a condominium, we call it a condominium certificate of title. In subdivision, foreigners are not allowed to own. While in condominium, as long that we maintain a 40% ownership of the total project, the foreigners are allowed. Open space requirement under the PD 1216, while in a condominium, it is a common area provision. Okay, next, let's talk about the factors affecting the values of condominium project or a unit. First is location. Relative location to center of activity, relative location of the unit within the project. Next is classification. Is the unit a residential? If it is commercial, it will be more valuable compared to a residential. Or if it is industrial, the price also varies according to its classification. The value of a condominium unit, it varies if it is regular or it is corner. If it is corner, it will be more expensive because it is more desirable. There are units with a single level and there are units with a loft. So units with loft will be more expensive compared to single level. Next is size. The floor area is ideal for its utility, or what we call the highest and best use. The layout or the plan layout, and also the design, architectural, by floor layout, or by building features. And also, the depreciation factor affects the value of a condominium project. It is how the project is being maintained, and it can be visible to its physical appearance, because we do have what we call the physical wear and tear. So the paint should be maintained every 10 years so that the appearance of the project will retain its beauty, because it affects the value of the condominium. Okay, so let's talk about key consideration in condominium concept. The law that governs the protection of a buyer who are buying a subdivision lot or a house and lot, as well our condominium units, is referred to as Subdivision and Condominium Buyers Protective Decree, also known as PD 957. A buyer who failed to pay the installments due to reasons other than the failure of the owner or the developer to develop the project is governed by Realty Installment Buyers Protection Act. So we will have a separate discussion for this one. So just a glimpse of the Maceda law. This is a Republic Act number 6552. It is popularly known or popularly no, it is popularly known as the Maceda law, that was approved on August 26, 1972. And this law protects the real property owners from inequitable conditions imposed on sales transaction involving a real estate purchase finance through installment basis. The buyer may desist from making his monthly payment or amortization to the developer for non-completion of the project on its completion date, provided the buyer gives a notice to the developer. The law covering the ownership and rights of a unit owner is known as the Condominium Act. So we will going to discuss this further in the following video lecture. As I end my video lecture, allow me to share a nugget of wisdom. A real estate is an imperishable asset, ever increasing in value. It is the most solid security that human ingenuity had devised. It is the basis of all security and only indestructible security. So thank you for watching and listening my video lecture, and I'll see you on our next lesson.